Hello, this is a production of LTTV Sports. We're here at chilly Bennett Field on an April afternoon. We're covering LT Girls Lacrosse against Palatine Girls Lacrosse. Two 500 teams that are looking to maybe change the face of their new season and looking to get a win here. I'm Max Beadle, and with me is
Michael Garbars.
and we'll be your commentators for today. Winding down before the game starts. We got about 30 seconds until. And Danny, what do you expect to see from this game?
Well, I mean, both teams have a neutral record. LT is 3-3 and Palatine's 2-2. I'm sure both teams want to get a win so that their record is looking better, and so that their competitors will see that they have a better record.
And definitely very well put there. And our starters for today for Alliance Township are Jane Capsalis, Jane Reagans, Abby Puba, Caroline Anscombe, Grace Luxem, Emma Sorrentino, Bella Malili, Camilla Lysek, Claire Hill Schaefer, Lily Hahn, and Hannah Greving, with Veronica Bernard rounding out the squad at goalkeeper. And it looks like we're about to begin this first half of action. Definitely an important game for both teams at the start of this young season. And both teams are now taking the field. Again, it's a really chilly day out here. What do you think? What is the effect you think this cold weather that maybe these girls aren't used to playing in is going to have on the game?
Well, with the cold weather, I mean, definitely, at least they're not going to overheat. They're going to be moving around, so at the beginning of the game, they might be a little shaky, but when they're all starting to run around and get active, and they'll start to not be so cold, and I think their performance will be better as the game progresses. This should be a pretty good game.
It's definitely looking like it, and I'm sure the people that aren't playing are going to be feeling the cool weather to the full extent. Here comes Palatine with a quick early charge. They retrieve the ball right away. And they're currently just holding on to it with not that much pressure given by LT. You see Jane Reagan's defending right now. And a great chance and a goal for Palatine. Perfect start for them, just 35 seconds in. And it's 1-0 Palatine over LT.
It was a good goal by Palatine. They just had it right in the middle, and they saw an opportunity. They shot it, and I'll give them an early lead, which definitely gives them the advantage in this game. An early lead is always something that people progress on.
And you can't underestimate the value of winning this initial face-off here, because that led right into them getting the ball and putting pressure on LT. LT wins this face-off. And here comes Abby Puba. She has an opening for Jane Reagans, and Jane Reagans comes right back and scores another goal, or scores a goal, first goal for LT, and it's 1-1 right now with about 24 minutes, about 1 minute gone.
Perfect pass right into the middle of into the field, and a great goal by LT. It's a good answer, and early in this game, not even a minute in, and we already have 2 goals, one scored by each team.
And I have to say, whatever team got the ball initially, just the other team hardly put up any resistance. They just kind of ran right towards the other goal and just scored almost without any trouble at all.
But look at this pace. If this keeps happening, this is going to be a very high-scoring game.
Contested, but it looks like there is an infraction against Lyons Township, and Palatine regains possession. And there's absolutely no pressure on the ball for Palatine, and they get an open shot or get an open opportunity, but they don't get the shot off. And now it's just a scramble for ball, which Palatine does come out with number 25 for Palatine. She's at the top of the key, per se. And again, it seems like they're just standing there. They're not really putting any pressure on the ball, just almost daring them to maybe have a shot from there. Because they're not going to hurt LT from all the way out there if they're not moving around with the ball.
That's correct. Looks like LT is playing more conservative defense, trying to make them make a mistake so that they can get an early jump on the ball and maybe put more pressure on Palatine and maybe give them a chance to score. Looks like it's another goal by Palatine. It's now 2-1. Almost 1 minute and 25 seconds. 2 minutes, 25 seconds into this game.
And that was a really nice shot there from Palatine. But I think it's just a continued trend. Whoever wins this initial face-off for the ball is more likely than not going to go on and score. Again, Palatine comes up with the ball. And you're seeing this keep happening. They're almost at a walking pace. And a nice shot there from Palatine, but it just went wide. And Palatine will put the ball back into play. Number 30 for Palatine being guarded by number 22, Lily Hahn.
Lily Hahn is putting on some pressure, trying to force something to happen for LT, maybe not give up a goal.
Definitely. And again, if there's no real threat that they're posing, there's no reason for you to just all of a sudden go at them really aggressively. You know, you can let them kind of have a stagnant offense and they're not going to hurt you. But LT gets the job done there and gets the ball back. So now we'll see them going to transition from defense to offense.
Looks like a bit of an overthrow there, but it's scooped up.
They're scrambling for it. But it looks like Palatine did end up coming out, and it's another infraction on LT. And Palatine, it's time to just put the ball back into play. Great take there. LT regains possession off a nice swing. And now they're putting some offensive pressure on Palatine. Cuts to the middle and throws and scores. LT lines 2, Palatine 2, a good goal for LT. And we're going to go back and restart the game. But what have you seen out of both teams so far?
So far, I think LT has been great in their offensive zone. They're scoring quick, and that goal was by Emin Sorrentino. Great job by getting into the middle of the field and getting that goal in. Palatine's taking their time, trying to set something up and see if they get an opportunity, which could be which could be a bad factor later in this game, because if they take too much time, LT is gonna get the advantage. But both teams so far are doing a pretty good job, and face-offs are really important in this game.
And you are seeing almost a contrast in styles between the two sides, because when Palatine has the ball, LT almost likes to sag off and kind of let them pass it around if they're not going towards the goal. But conversely, when Lions have possession, Palatine have been very aggressive, but they have when the Palatine defenders are aggressive, they open up holes behind for LT to go through, and that's what's happened on both the goals that LT has.
Yeah, LT in the offensive zone once again.
And
hopefully trying to look to get another goal.
And Camille Lizak with it, and she just overthrows number 13, Bella Malili. And we said that both teams were, decent teams, 500 teams, and you really haven't seen a difference in class between the two teams. It's been a really hotly contested, competitive match so far.
Taken away into the middle of the goal, and they score. Abby Poba, great goal for LT as they take the lead for the first time in this game.
And might this be a swing of momentum for the Lions? They kind of got into the game slowly. They kind of have been feeling into the game, but it looks like they're taking a turn for the better right now.
As I said earlier about the weather, as they're being more active, they're getting used to the cold weather, and now they're starting to show who they really are.
And the Lions will be hoping to keep up this momentum they have going.
Oh, looks like to be an infraction on LT.
It was a loose ball there, and both teams were scrambling for it. You can't fault either of them for lack of effort. And Palatine just ended up, it looked like one of the players got fouled there. Palatine on the attack.
LT now showing some pressure on the defense.
She was being double teamed. There had to be someone else on her team open, but she looked like she just couldn't get the pass off.
As I am looking around the field, I don't see a whole lot of people open for Palatine, even though the ball handler was double teamed. Very good defensive strategy by LT. Looks like LT with the takeaway.
And they're just looking to play it out of the back. And there's a nice transition into the midfield by LT. Here comes Jane Reagans on the run. Over to Emma Sorrentino, who stays with it, passes to the middle, and it's an open shot, and there's an open opportunity, and it's a goal for Jane Reagans. She's a junior leader of the team. She's one of the players you have to look out for at all times, and she just got on the scoreboard. 4-2 Lions. And I think what you're seeing now is the Lions Township team is really growing into the game. They're starting to take a foothold onto it, proceedings. And it starts on both sides. The best form of offense is defense, and they played really well on defense, and they transitioned really well into offense and then finished off with a goal.
With their transitions, they are fast on the transition. They find people that are open, and they take advantage of Palatine's lack of defense.
And here's LT again, pressuring Palatine. Pass it over to Emma Sorrentino. She looked like she might take a shot, but she elected to hold it back, and here she comes through the whole team, and what a save right there from the Palatine goalkeeper. It looked almost sure to be a goal from Emma Sorrentino, but at the last second, she seemed to just swipe at it and hit it out. But here comes LT again. They're looking to get out there in the middle. Here's Reagan's on it. Now the Lions are just holding on to possession, and they go right through the team, and another good save by the goalkeeper. But the pressure is still on against Palatine. Nice pass. And a goal, another goal for Jane Reagans. She'll be looking at a hat trick pretty soon, and it was a nice pass from Hannah Greving behind the goal. And Jane Reagans just carved up space in the middle, and she got the ball, and once she got the ball, it was never in doubt that it was going in.
And as I'm observing this Palatine defense, they're almost too aggressive on defense, covering people that they see are open, but then they don't see the other person that's open, and that person is the person that scores.
And it really opens up gaps for the Lions team as well.
Definitely.
And now we see Sammy Zagara check into the game. Jane Reagan's taken out, and I'm sure the coach will be extremely pleased with how she's played so far. And Lions, again, they seem to be really coming into this game, really starting to take hold of it. It was a nice idea there, but it looks like Palatine broke it up, and now it's a scramble for all, but Hannah Graving comes out with the ball. And a nice spin move, but it's just hidden out. And it appears to be Palatine's ball. I'm not sure what happened there.
Must have been an infraction there.
But now Palatine will be looking to put some pressure on the line, because other than those first 2 minutes, they really haven't put together anything of substance. And with the play of their goalkeeper, they could count themselves lucky to just be down by 3 goals.
As I was just noticing, before the game started, I was watching LT practice, and I saw a lot of passing.
And a fantastic save there from Veronica Bard, to interrupt you for a second, but go ahead with that.
As I was watching,
And Palatine does score. You know, there's no fault of Veronica Bernard right there. She really, really did make a fantastic save, and there was nothing she could do on that second one. And that's important for Palatine to get back into this game. But go ahead with what you're saying.
As I was watching LT in the pregame, they were working on a lot of passing, a lot of offensive drills. And offense is one of the biggest keys in this game, and so far they've shown it. I mean, they're still up by 2 goals, and defense for them is just coming with it. So if they continue what they're doing on their offensive strategies, getting open, creating scoring opportunities, defense will just come with this game.
I would certainly agree with you there. I think another thing that's really important, you never can truly stress how important it is that the team comes up with possession out of the face-off. But here comes Palatine again. Palatine played just being ushered behind the goal and double-teamed, and it looked like they took away possession, but the referee blew for a foul there. And Palatine is going to put the ball back into play. And what we're seeing now is that the Lions are picking up their defensive intensity. And a great chance and a great save by Veronica Bernard. I'm really impressed with how she's playing so far. But she might want to have that one back on the distribution, just throwing it up a little too high. But it's better to get it out than to hold on to it. A bit more sustained pressure from Palatine.
As I also noticed from LT, as they've been in the offensive zone, there is a lot of passing. No one is just holding the ball for more than 10 seconds, I would say. And they are definitely creating these offensive opportunities and not just holding the ball.
And one thing you definitely don't want to do in the offensive third of the field is be stagnant. And you see Palatine got the chance from the dead ball scenario, and they blew the whistle, and it was a nice shot there from Palatine, and it's 5-4. Palatine is coming back. And back comes Jane Reagans. When she was off, it was Palatine won 2-0 when she was off the field.
And Caroline Anscombe is also checking in.
And LT is going to some of their subs right now. And it looked like it was all going LT's way, but Palatine has regained some of the ever-elusive momentum that you hear people so often talk about. And here comes LT with the ball. They'll blow the whistle to get the game back and running. And with those big strides, Hannah Graving is running towards the goal. And it appears there's an infraction against Palatine here. Oh, no, excuse me. Against Lyons Township here. And now Palatine are with it. Another foul against Lyons Township.
Finally starting to see some passing for Palatine, as they are not passing so as often as LT.
And at about the 11-minute mark of this game, the match has stagnated a bit. Both teams kind of slowing down, and another foul. It's just being too aggressive right there from Lyons Township. And appears the player number 28, Maddie Green, has received, I think, a yellow card there for her foul. And again, it just looked like she was being a bit too aggressive there. And the ref, I think, rightfully blew the whistle.
As she came out to the sidelines, did not look like she was happy from that call. Big mistake by Palatine, had a wide open net and could not convert.
And you have to say, what a fantastic defensive intervention by number 9, Grace Luxem. That was truly heroic stuff there, but you have to say Palatine, if they're gonna win this match, they're gonna have to put away chances like that. But here they come again. Really has been a back and forth affair so far. And it's just mishandled there. And it appears Lions have gotten the ball back.
For the last minute or so, Palatine has had not a good passing game. Their passes are kind of sloppy. They're not making passes that they need to be made. And with that, scoring opportunities go down. And they cannot, if they want to catch up in this game, they really have to start getting better passing opportunities and start putting it into the zone and start scoring.
But all the same, they are really in this game. It's only a 1-point affair right now. And I think Palatine will be happy with the way that they've played. They've been a bit sloppy. I certainly agree with you that they'd be happy that they're still firmly in contention for this victory.
Much agreed there.
But there's still a long time left in this game. A nice move there, but the goalkeeper, Veronica Bernard, was equal to it. And here comes Palatine. Great defensive play there, and Lions will look to transition from defense to offense. Here's Rachel Kotek. playing very direct, running through everyone, and just firing over the crossbar. What a fantastic goal that would have been. And definitely encouraging for the Lions to end this sustained pressure that they were facing at the hands of Palatine. Another good opportunity and a goal. 6-4 Lions. Good to see that because it looked like Palatine was starting to maybe whittle away at this lead, but again, it's a 2-goal lead now.
And again, LT with these fast transitions, it's good because the defense does not have enough time to set up and get to see where the ball is. And if they can't set up on defense, then there's just going to be too much offense for LT, and there's going to be a lot more scoring opportunities if this keeps happening.
And that's what we've seen. Almost all the goals for the Lions have come directly after a defensive stop, I would put it. And it seems like they can't be stopped in transition.
Much agreed there.
Foul there. And it looks like that one, the Lions sideline is disagreeing with that call right there. I didn't really see much that happened, but all the same, Palatine has the ball. Another foul.
I'm going to call that cross-checking on LT. Great save by LT. And another quick transition as they come down into the neutral zone and going into Palatine zone. Another fast transition.
And the goal. Fantastic team goal there from LT. It seemed like almost every player on the field touched the ball there. And it is 7-4 with 6:52 left in this first half.
Great quick transition again by LT. This is their main scoring chances, and it has been working out perfectly every time.
And Palatine calls it for a timeout. They need to regroup and respond to the way Lions have been playing.
Palatine needs to start having some more defense. They are starting to slip away. It was earlier 5-4. Palatine was in it. Now they're starting to lose it, and LT is pulling away.
And what's been happening is that as Palatine have been committing more and more players forward to try to cut away at this lead, they've been leaving themselves exposed at the back. And when Lions regain the ball, it's usually a 3-on-2 or a 4-on-3. They have numbers going the other way. So Palatine, if I were Palatine, I would definitely just try to compete by committing the same number of players forward and at defense, trying to have an even field spread out, because even if they are committing players forward, the Lions defense has been playing very well, and the goalie's been making some fantastic saves. So it's hard for Palatine to get goals on the board, but also protect themselves from allowing a lot of goals, because that's what's been happening so far.
If LT keeps doing what they're doing throughout the rest of this game, and Palatine does not regroup and just keep slipping away from the defense, this is going to be a high-scoring game, and LT is going to be pulling away, and it's going to be a great game.
It appears both coaches are giving their girls specific instructions for the rest of this half, and I think it's important for Palatine to finish off the half with a flurry, because right now Lions has all the momentum, and if they go into this half the way if they go into the second half the way they were playing, I think they have no chance. For Palatine at this point, it's just about slowing the Lions down, because it seems they're scoring at will.
Much agreed there, and looks like teams are dismissing from timeout. LT definitely having the momentum right after this timeout. Hopefully, they'll keep this up, and Palatine really needs to regroup here if they want to have a chance in this game.
And the face off is picked up by LT with the flurry, and here they come again. But this time, Palatine did have defenders at the back, but Bridget Corrigan did not care. Just ran right by, and she holds on to the ball now. The Lions just holding on to possession, looking to make that incisive pass. Nice pass through to Jane Reagans, and she scores again. She really has been putting on a fantastic performance here. And it's 8-4 Lions. If you're the Palatine coach, what are you telling the players right now?
I'd be telling them that right now they need a defensive game. Offense, you worry about it when you have the ball, but right now defense has to be number one because LT is doing great on the offense. No matter, even if it's a fast transition or they're setting up something, there's a lot of good passing. Palatine is way too aggressive on defense, and they should play more conservative so that they could see the play opening up.
Definitely an interesting take there, and it's important for Palatine not to get discouraged here. I'm sure they've been in this situation before when they've been down, and it's important to stick with your game and not to stray away and start to try forcing things. The Lions again are given possession.
Because once you start forcing things, you're going to start making more mistakes and giving the ball away, and that's going to create more opportunities for the other team, and it's not going to be a good game for Palatine if that keeps happening.
And it's a promising break here for the Lions. Running right at them. And a nice pass to Jane Reagans, and here she goes again with another goal. We are truly seeing a fantastic performance from Jane Reagans. She's only a junior. She has another year left of Lions varsity. I bet these coaches will be extremely pleased with how their Lions are playing today.
And again, great passing once again by LT. Without this passing, there is no offense, and all they've been doing is passing and passing and passing, opening up these scoring opportunities, and Palatine cannot keep up with it. Another take for LT.
And again, they're on the break. Here comes Sammy Zagara with the shot, but it's blocked and picked up by the Palatine goalkeeper. And now it's very important that Palatine has a good possession here. It's a foot race to the sides, but here comes Lily Hahn. Emily Campanelli with some aggressive defense there.
Looks like it is an infraction on Palatine. LT is given possession right near their goal. And hopefully this is going to be another goal for LT, as they are great on these fast transitions.
And you see Emma Sorrentino just skipping right past the player like she wasn't even there. And here comes Hannah Graving, who has really been a catalyst for this team in the early going of this first half. Nice cut there, and she's running through, and there she goes with another goal for the Lions Township Lions. It's 10-4 here They really are dominating this game in the latter part of this first half. And at about the 4-minute mark, the Lions have a 6-goal lead over the visitors. And one thing I would notice here is that the Lions have a lot more girls on the sideline than the Palatine team does. They seem to have been utilizing more subs, and I think they have fresher legs than Palatine does as a whole.
Much agreed there. When you have more players, you can have a better lineup and match people that have good chemistry with each other. I mean, the whole team probably has great chemistry, as we can tell by the score here. But they work with lines, and different lines definitely work together a great way, and that creates great scoring opportunities.
And it's definitely important to have a lot of depth on any team that you'll play for, and we're seeing it here. You see contributions across the board from this Lions Township team. Palatine with the ball. It looks like one of the players for the Lions just turned around and stopped chasing. I think maybe instructions of her coach told her, go back, get over the halfway line. But you see the negative part of it as there's a foul there on the Lions. And it looks like in a very promising position for Palatine.
Again, even though she turned around and going towards, the neutral area, LT is good with these fast transitions. Having more people there for a fast transition is great because there's more passing opportunities and there's much more that you can do with 4 people rather than you can do with just 2 or 3.
But I would say, though, the converse part of that is there's no reason for the Lions to gamble here. There's no reason to commit as many bodies forward as they once did earlier in this game because they truly are dominating right now. And you don't want Palatine to get back into the game. And you see a great save there from Veronica Bernard. And even better distribution. Now the Lions look to transition from defense to offense.
Another fast transition as we have.
And they have him open in the middle. But there's another goal, number 13, Bella Milili. And there you see why they commit the players forward, because once the Lions retrieve the ball, they just throw it forward. They throw it towards the front to the back third, the offensive third. And they seem to have no trouble putting points on the board, putting goals on the board in this half.
Again with the passing, as it started off with the goalie, they pass it around to the 40-yard mark, and then they pass it down to about the 30-ish, and then you just walk in, maybe 1 or 2 passes, and they commit the goal. It's great team play by LT.
Very impressive. And some great defense by the goal scorer. But it looks like Palatine is a bit of an opening here on the right side.
Palatine trying to set something up in the offensive zone, but LT is showing great defensive by playing a more conservative yet still pressuring the ball carrier.
And as this half winds down to the end, looking towards the second half, what do you expect to see from both teams?
Well, the coach of Palatine has to definitely tell their players something. But LT, as the coach, if I was the coach of LT, I'd just say keep doing what you're doing. If you see any changes in Palatine, adjust to that situation. And if they adjust to the situation of Palatine, then
if they keep playing the way they're playing, it's a very good sign. And a good save again. It looked like They might be calling a foul on LT here. Veronica Bernard still made the save, even after they blew the whistle. And Palatine is a glorious opportunity here, and they do get another goal. And now it's 11-5. That's important for Palatine to get another goal on the board before they go into halftime.
That goal was mainly scored because of the infraction by LT, which isn't too big of a deal at this point in the game. And it was just pretty much a one-on-one right there.
And LT still has a firm hand on the game, so there's no reason to worry. But you definitely don't want to give this team hope going into halftime, I would say, as bad as that sounds. But
Right.
there's about 5 seconds left here. Looks like they're just going to wait until the half ends, and it does end, and it's 11-5, Lyons Township High School over Palatine on a very cold day here in the western suburbs of Chicago at Lyons Township High School. 11-5, Lyons Township girls. And they're going to go into halftime with a lot of momentum. What do you expect to see coming out of the second half?
I expect to see that LT is going to still have this fast transition once they get the ball. This fast transition is a big part of this game. And if they keep continuing doing what they're doing, it's going to be looking promising for LT.
And that was your first half. I'm Max Beadle, and with me is
Michael Garbars.
And we will be signing off until the start of the second half. And it's 11-5, Lyons Township Lions. Hello and welcome back to Lyons Township High School, Bennett Field. We're here with LTTV covering LT Girls Lacrosse versus Palatine. And it's 11-5, Lions with the lead. And Michael, what do you expect to see out of the Lions and the Palatine team in the second half?
Starting out with the Lions, their offense is truly explosive today. With the fast transitions and getting these goals early on in the offensive zone is a key part to this second half. Their defense is also outstanding, not creating much scoring opportunities for Palatine. They are definitely this is a promising half definitely for LT. As for Palatine, I've seen that their defense has not been so good. They've been too focused and conservative on the ball and not as the players around them who are ready to score and open. Palatine's offense is, well, they're okay, but they really need to start stepping it up and creating more scoring opportunities and start passing the ball. It seems like when Palatine has the ball, Palatine is always holding the ball, and they're not passing as much, which LT has not been doing, and they've been passing a lot. And that's the key factor.
I think LT has been outplaying Palatine at all three levels, on the offensive end, in the midfield, and on defense. And Palatine Pirates will really have to change things up in the second half if they want to have any chance of winning this game. And again, you're on LTTV looking to see the Lyons Township Lions, or watching the Lyons Township Lions look to move to 4-3 on the season. Here's number 21, Claire Hillshafer on the ball. And now over to Jane Reagans, who's put in a great performance today. I expect to see more of the same in the second half. And there it is again. Jane Reagans with a fantastic move. She cut into the left and cut back to the right and had a great swing at it. And it was into the top corner. Nothing the goalie could do. And it's 12-5, Lyons Township. Tell me about Jane Reagans' performance today.
Today, she has just been on fire. She is getting right where she needs to be in the middle, right in the middle of the goalkeeper. No defensive players around her, and she is truly just a great player, and she could just put it right in the net. No problem. Not a lot of saves here for Palatine.
Safe to say she's been one of, if not the best player on the field for either team. And a big scramble for the ball, which it appears the Lions come out with.
Great passing by LT as they see open people. Just a bit of an overpass, but it looks like it is scooped. Oh,
Mistake there from Lions, and here comes Palatine. And it looked like the Lions Township team has started the second half the same way they finished the first half, on the front foot looking to attack. But here comes Palatine.
LT with, again, 4 people in that neutral zone area looking to convert on those fast transitions. And Palatine just holding the ball, waiting for something to happen.
And they can't afford to do that.
They have to start setting up plays and setting up opportunities, not just waiting for something to happen.
And it appears an infraction against LT has been called, and this gives a great opportunity for Palatine. And we'll see if Veronica Bernard can come up with something special here. And it was a nice shot there from Palatine, and they get on the scoreboard for the second half. It's Lions Township Lions 12, Palatine Pirates 6.
Palatine is only halfway there.
We've seen a lot of the goals for Palatine. I'd say at least half of them have come directly after infractions off a dead ball play, where they get it inside the circle, close to the goal, and they almost get a free shot on target.
But infractions don't come that often, and if they're just relying on the infractions just to get the goal,
They're going to have an issue.
Right, and they need to start setting up offensive. Seems to be infraction on Palatine as LT will still come away with the ball.
Here comes Jane Reagan's great pass, and it was a glorious opportunity for Bella Malili, but she did not come up with the finish there.
Just overshot it.
Blind still on the ball. They're looking to break down this Palatine defense. Great fake there. And the goalkeeper was equal to it, but that was a fantastic move from Abby Poba. And another save from the Palatine goalkeeper. Making sure the damage that the Lions offense does isn't too great.
It's like Palatine is staying in this defensive zone because LT has had a lot of pressure on this ball.
A nice cut there from the Palatine player.
Cross check on what seems to be LT's. Palatine will still have the possession. Palatine in the neutral zone area, going into the third of their area.
And you see a nice attacking run by number 5 for Palatine, and it was a great save, and it bounced off the post. The ball there.
And it's another turn away, and LT will come out with another transition right into the neutral zone area, looking to go right into their third of the area, which they do.
And the ball with Rachel Kotek. She's running with speed there. She has someone open to her left, but she elects to go on the own, and she just hits the post, Palatine narrowly avoids going down by even more.
LT still having the ball on this.
Great opportunity and a goal for Bella Malili. You know, she missed an easier one earlier, but she certainly made up for it there. Great finish. Nothing the goalkeeper could do. And it's 13-6, the Lyons Township Lions.
Great redemption by Bella Malili. She's definitely redeemed herself on that. Looks like we are having some substitutions as Bridget Corgan is now coming in, and also Sammy Zagaria. Palatine winning the faceoff as they.
And a great play by the Jane Reagans, but it's elected. One of the officials saw it as a foul. And Palatine coming back on the offensive again. It's really important that they start getting some goals on the board. Because I think they're slowly seeing the game start to slip away from them now. And it was a nice chance for Palatine there, but Veronica Bernard with another good save. She's a great player, isn't she?
Oh, definitely. She's had some big saves when they needed to be saves. And she has taken the ball away from Palatine many times and is big contribution to these fast transitions, as I mentioned.
Yeah, her distribution has been really, really good.
Great pass into the third of LT's area.
And it's just broken up there by Palatine, but
taken
Rachel
away.
Kosek back with the ball. And now the Lions will look to hold on to possession. Bella Malili ventured in the area for a second there, but elected to bring it back out. And a great run, and it's just shot over the bar there by, I believe, number 14, Sammy Zagara. I think sometimes when they're going in there with speed, they tend to shoot it over the bar. I think maybe it would be worth a shot to try aiming maybe lower there. Maybe aim towards the ground and try to have it bounce up and in. Because the Lions have placed quite a few shots over the target.
Much agreed there. And I've seen with this Palatine defense, as LT tries to move to the middle of the area, they are crowding the middle of the area, which is a pretty good strategy because that's where all the shots have been coming from today, which has happened again.
Fantastic goal there by Sammy Zagara. It was a really nice shot. She was contested, actually, by a defender, but it didn't matter to her. She had a swing at it, and it ended up going in.
That's another redemption shot again for LT, as she had missed one earlier over the crossbar, and now she buries this one in.
And it's important here to keep the pressure on Palatine, not to get stagnant, not to start coasting, going through the motions, because you don't want to let Palatine get back into this game, because LT have a commanding lead right now.
And again, LT taking away a ball and putting a lot of pressure on Palatine.
It just dribbles out of bounds. Palatine with possession.
Palatine passed it to their goalkeeper, trying to set something up. They find a player.
Find number 5 for Palatine, and Rachel Kochak is racing down to try and catch up with her. Ultimately, it doesn't work, and number 5 runs around another player. And she's gotten into the middle, and the LT crowds number 21. effectively stopping the break from happening. That was really good defensive recovery from LT, I would say. A nice spin move there. And
Great save by LT's goaltender, Valencia Bernard. And it looks like to be a yellow card on Palatine. And
which means she's out of play for a period of time.
that means LT will have a advantage, one-person advantage as they...
And I tell you what, they don't need it.
No, they do not. They've had great...
They've been dominating without a one-man advantage, so it's interesting to see what they do will do with one. They've just carved right through the defense of Palatine, and another goal for Bella Malili. Really put in a good performance from her. And it is 15-6, the biggest lead of the game for the Lions. And it's hard to see Palatine coming back from this, even though there's so much time left.
As Palatine, as we noticed, Palatine had that yellow card, and they are still out one person. And LT takes advantage of this right away. And they put points on the board with the one-person advantage. Palatine with a scramble of the ball, trying to take possession, which they do, but pressured by LT. Another scramble.
And she picks it up. Some great defensive work by the attacker, Bella Malili, who's really putting together a great second half. And there's another goal for her, right on cue.
As they are now taking a 10-point lead, 16-6.
Really been a comprehensive performance from Lions Township team, especially in this second half and the latter end of the first half. Here is the face-off, and the Lions come up with the ball again. Just something we've seen all afternoon.
Looks like LT will still take the ball away even though on that.
She's having trouble picking it up.
But she goes out of bounds, and that's Caroline Anscombe, and she just steps out of bounds as Palatine takes the ball away, and so
There's
big
a big
rush.
opening. But the Lions recover again. Even when Palatine seems to be on the break, seems to have an advantage, the Lions always just recover. Safe to say the cold isn't affecting them out here. They're playing really good, really well. And I can't emphasize how cold it is up here because we're not moving around. We're just sitting still.
Yeah, it is very cold for us.
Couple windows open so the cameras can videotape, but I can see my own breath. But this Lions performance has really warmed my heart. And there's another goal for Sammy Zagara. And at this point, it's just looking easy for the Lions. They really are dominating this second half.
LT, again, another big lead. The biggest lead of the game again, now up by 11, 17-6.
And Palatine uses 3 subs at a time. They'll be just looking to get any kind of spark, any type of any person with a different idea or some creativity, because that's they really need at this point. Just about at the halfway mark of this second half. Just passed it.
LT again winning the face-off.
And here's a bad sight for the Palatine Pirates. Jane Reagans has made her way back onto the field. There's a big opening. Nearly, it was the right idea there, but the execution is not ideal. But the Lions retain possession. I believe. Wait. No, it looks like Palatine has possession, actually. My apologies there.
Almost taken away, but
The ball bouncing around, but it's hard to see who's going to come up with it. It kind of keeps bouncing. But Palatine with it. They're on a break. This is a big opportunity for them, but the whistle is blown and
yellow card
is shown to the sideline of the Lions Township Lions, and the coach is he's shocked. He seems shocked right now. He's very confused on what's going on.
And the fans are not agreeing with that either, as I can hear.
With some ironic jeers from the fans. But it looks like maybe the coach said something or disagreed with the call, but there wasn't a call that was happening.
I'm not too sure what that call was, and I don't know why there was a yellow card. But LT is now down one person, but their defensive skills have still shown great effort.
And there's no reason for the Lions to really even give the referees any reason to give a player a yellow card at this point. There's no reason to argue with the call because they really firmly have the advantage of this game, and they don't want to risk that.
And as Palatine overshoots that, down to 10 minutes left in this game. They're trying to set up some sort of offense. But LT is doing great on the defensive skill.
Especially a player down.
Looks like another infraction call against LT, as Palatine will start with the possession. Very close to the LT net, as they have one person wide open in the middle of the field, which they do pass.
And they don't convert it. And you know it's not your day when you're not putting away chances like that.
That is
for
right.
a wide open dead ball. And it really is now or never for Palatine. They're gonna have to start getting some goals on the board if they want to have any chance of coming back to win this game, because the Lions really have a command of it. And there is a goal for Palatine. There is a goal. Their 7th goal of the game. LT now only has a 10-goal lead, but with 8 minutes left, it's pretty safe to say at this point the Lions should be safe.
Looks like some substitutions are made by LT, as Bella Malili, is now coming back out onto the court, on the field. LT with another takeaway on this faceoff. LT does not have that penalty anymore, as the yellow card has expired. LT trying to set up an offensive attack. As Bella Malili will take it to the middle. to the middle again. They score.
Fantastic goal there from Abby Poba for the Lions. An incisive pass from Bella Malili into the middle, and that's where they've been going all day. They pass it around the outside, hold on to possession, and the one thing that stands out when they have the ball on the offensive side of the field is that everyone is always moving around.
Nobody's just standing.
Yeah, people are making cuts to the middle, cuts to the outside, cuts behind, and it's really hard for the Palatine defense to keep up.
It looks like Palatine will now be taking the ball as LT had an infraction, and they are now into the LT zone as they are into the left side of the net, pushing into the middle, going around behind the net, trying to find some sort of person in the middle, but there's nothing as Bella Malili covers the person trying to cut right into the middle, and there's just no chance for this Palatine offense as LT's defense has been great all throughout today. Now trying to go into the middle, but there is no offensive chance.
It was a nice move there, but a good save by Veronica Bernard. She does cough it up, and Palatine regain the ball. Another foul there against LT. I would say that there have been some calls today that haven't seemed like they've gone LT's way, but it's hard for them to complain when they're up 11.
It was a weird shot by Palatine, and it didn't get a lot on it, and it was easily saved by Veronica Bernard.
But she truly is just racking up the stops.
Not letting much go by her today. As LT overthrows that pass, but is still scooped up.
And you have to say, if she hadn't been there, if she hadn't been putting on such a good performance, I think Palatine would be in double digits right now.
Much agreed there.
But multiple really nice saves from her. Here's Bella Malili taking on the defender and going right past her.
She is passing, trying to set something up here. Looks like to be an infraction on Palatine as LT will still have possession. Maybe right even in the middle. LT has possession and good scoring opportunity right here, maybe, for LT. And they convert once again.
Goal there from Rachel Kosek, who isn't a starter, who comes off the sidelines, but as she also has put in a good performance. You know, she comes onto the field and injects some speed into this offense for the Lions. And as the second half winds down, it's really not in doubt that the Lions are going to win. It never, once the Lions got past the initial flurry that Palatine put on in the first half, it never really looked in doubt that the Lions were going to win this game. They just looked a better team.
There's a scramble for the ball as LT takes it by Rachel Kosek, who's been a great performer today, even though she is not a starter, as you said earlier.
Spark plug off the bench. And I'm sure LT will be content here just to hold on to the ball, let the time wind down.
So we're getting to this 2-minute mark. Overthrown by LT, racing.
And it's a foot race right now. It looked almost like a tackle there.
And it is going Palatine's way.
another a true breakaway.
And they're
Going
gonna
on, but they
call.
called another infraction on Lions Township.
It's gonna be a call on.
And now it's important that the Lions Township players get back on defense here because Palatine has numbers, and as we just saw, they did get back.
Looked like Palatine was gonna set something up, but LT's defense was right there, and there's definitely no offense today for Palatine. Wouldn't you say so, Max?
I definitely would. Going into the game, I expected it to be a competitive match between two evenly matched teams, but I think we've really seen LT dominate this game, and I think they definitely deserve this win. They're certainly the better team out here today. And it's important to get these early season wins to build up your confidence going into the rest of the year.
LTU will now be 4-3 as we wind down to the last minute of this game. And as again you said, confidence booster. These games are very important again. And it's very important because as you go through the rest of the season, if you keep this win streak on, you will have a lot of confidence in the rest of the season and maybe even into the playoffs.
And LT are a very young team. They have freshmen, they have sophomore contributors, they have freshman contributors, they have a lot of junior contributors. So the future is definitely bright for this team. Palatine's not going to be the best team that they play all year, but it's definitely important to get that confidence up and get a nice overall team performance against a team regardless of the level that they're playing at. And it appears this game is going to come to an end with the whistle. And there it is. Lions Township Lions girls lacrosse win 19-7 against the Palatine Pirates. And the Lions fans give them a cheer on, and the Lions girls that were on the sideline run on to congratulate their fellow teammates. What did you like out of the Lions Township team today?
Well, I definitely had to point out Valencia Bernard here. Definitely a big contributor to this team. I mean, the goalie, she has been on point all day, and nothing has stopped her except for those few let-up goals earlier in the first half and a few in the second half. And then this offense, it is very fast. The Palatine defense had no chance with the fast-moving offense, and the defense also was just outstanding. And LT definitely deserved this win.
Yeah, a comprehensive performance on all three parts of the team. A very impressive game for the Lions Township. They come up with the win, 19-7. I'm Max Beadle. With me is
Michael Garbars.
And we thank you for tuning in to watch this match. 19-7, Lions Township Lions girls lacrosse. And this has been a presentation of LTTV Sports, and we thank you for tuning in.